Welcome to the realm of intoxicating flavors and head-banging beer reviews.
What's up, everybody? It's the Ginger Yeti, and I'm checking in from home. So I went on a beer mission to go check out a new beer store called the Sprague Mart. I don't remember what it's called now. I think it was Sprague Mart down in Parma, Ohio, about 15 miles or so south of me, and went there, and there were so many different beers I'd never seen before. A lot of beers from breweries in Ohio I'd never even heard of. Really cool spot. One of the beers that caught my eye was this beer right here. This beer is from Pipeworks Brewing Company. They're out of Chicago, Illinois. And this is the Pastrami on Rye Manny's Deli edition. So when I was looking into this, apparently there was another edition. It was just Pastrami on Rye. And this is now the Manny's Deli edition. So on the can here, it's got a pastrami on rye sandwich with a flag from Manny's Deli. It says Manny's Deli Edition. Sure, I'll put a picture of that up there. It says brewed in collaboration with Manny's Cafeteria and Delicatessen. And that picture just looks delicious. I mean, pastrami on rye sounds delicious to me already. 8% alcohol by volume, Pipeworks Brewing. The label art is by Ryan Dugan. Hopefully I pronounced that right. I'll see if I can find something about that artist, Mr. Dugan, and if I can, I'll post links to him down below in the description there. Other than that, on the can it says, this rye ale with smoked malt, brown sugar, black pepper, coriander seed, red pepper, and mustard seed. That sounds amazing. That sounds just like a sandwich. And you can see how warm it is here today, because I mean, it's humid. I mean, it's just cans, just condensation everywhere. But before I get into the beer, a little blurb on Untapped. It was pretty cool that I wanted to read to you. And the air conditioner just kicked on, the compressor kicked on, even though I have the thing turned off. So I hope I can edit that noise out, or at least it isn't too loud that it drowns out this video. So this says here, rye ale with smoked malt, brown sugar, black pepper, coriander seed, red pepper, and mustard seed. Yes. This beer is inspired by the pastrami on rye sandwich at Manny's. A little backstory. We first brewed this beer, pastrami on rye, in 2011. It was released in 2012. Now, after many years, this beer is coming out of retirement in the best way possible, as an official collaboration with Chicago legends, Manny's. Unlike other versions of this beer, this time we used their spice ratio for their pastrami in our beer. This beer drinks like a complex brown ale with soft, smoky notes and subtle spice. You might be surprised, it's very drinkable. Now, I've never heard of Manny's, don't know anything about that place, but it already sounds delicious, already sounds like some place I would like to go and have a sandwich at. And if this picture is anything like the sandwiches they make, I mean, that just looks delicious. I would love to go to Manny's. I gotta figure out where it is, because I do hit Chicago pretty regularly, so maybe one of these days I'll make it to Manny's. This beer here, like I said, I bought it at, I think it's Sprague Mart down in Parma. I paid $3.89 for the can. Not bad for a can of Pipeworks or a beer from out of state. There is a date code on here. I can barely read it, but it says 11/10/23. So November 23. This is mid-June of 24. Hopefully the beer is still good. Man, I really hope it's still good, because this sounds like a delicious beer. I want to get right into it. On Untapped, it gets a 3.62 with 1.6 thousand check-ins. And on Beer Advocate, it got an 80 good, but only 13 check-ins. You know, I don't know what color I was expecting this to be, but it wasn't that color, if that makes sense. And that head's a crazy looking color, because it's almost like a tannish orange soda-like head that's dissipating relatively quickly. And you could almost hear it. It was loud. You could hear the head on there when I first opened it up and poured it. But that is a very dark, I don't know if that's coming through on the camera, like a reddish hue. A lot of carbonation in there. But that's kind of like a reddish brown beer. I don't know if that's carbonation or if that's floaters. On my SRM chart, the Winemaker Shop SRM chart, I'd probably go all the way down into, well, maybe about an 18. I think I'll give that an 18, because I mean, I know it looks kind of dark, but when you put the light up in there, that's like a nice reddish, almost the color of pastrami. Good description, right? So let's get a nose on her and see what it smells like. Wow. Surprisingly, it does smell a little bit like pastrami. I mean, there are some of those like spices and peppery notes in there. But it's very subtle, very faint. Nothing's very strong. But it does kind of have a smell like some of those ingredients, which is surprising to me. Man, one of these days I'll learn to not stick my big ass nose in the beer. Since I've already snorted it, might as well taste it. Cheers. That's on the verge of a medium body. Getting some of that carbonation, which kind of detracts from it a little bit. But I'm getting some of those spices. I mean, it's got, you can tell it's got all those spices in there. The coriander, the pepper. Really getting the pepper. I am getting a little bit of the alcohol. Almost tastes like there's some pickle juice in there. We're definitely getting the rye in there. I don't know about the brown sugar, but I'm definitely getting the red pepper. I don't know about the mustard seed either. You know, I can see what they're going for right there. I mean, that's like a peppery rye, pastrami on rye. I mean, definitely got the pepperiness in there, peppers, the red pepper. It's actually getting a little spicy, I'm surprised. Not picking up the mustard too much or the brown sugar. This is a very interesting, complex beer. I mean, that's just, it's rye, and you get the pepper. I guess there's a little bit of sweetness to it. Maybe that's the brown sugar. That pepper, that red pepper, you really get that red pepper. And that is an interesting beer. I don't know that I would drink another one of these, but that's pretty on point with what they say. I mean, you get a little bit of smokiness. Excuse me, definitely get the rye, the black pepper, the red pepper. Not really picking up the coriander or the mustard or the sugar too much. I mean, there's a little bit of sweetness there. I don't know if that's the sweetness from the malts or the sweetness from the brown sugar. And this is a little old. I mean, I wish it had been more fresh. This is going on 7 months old. I don't know how well a beer like this with all those ingredients lasts. Man, I can still feel like a little bit of a burn. That's a spicy beer, surprisingly. You know, I don't know that I would drink this again, or at least I wouldn't drink it often. I'd actually like to drink this while having a pastrami on rye, because I think that would be a good combination. I would definitely drink it. I mean, you know what? I would definitely drink it again in the right scenario. This is actually a good beer because it's very interesting, very complex. It's just not something you would drink on the daily. Like once in a while, especially maybe with one of these Manny's sandwiches. I mean, that's probably a perfect combination with this Manny's Cafeteria and Delicatessen with that sandwich. And that's a really cool collaboration. I did not expect it to be as spicy as it is. I mean, those peppers are really kicking in. But the more I drink this, the more I like it. You know, you couldn't sit down and session this beer, but I think I actually would buy this again. This is a kind of a tasty beer, very complex. I'm going to give this a horns up. I like this beer. And those spices are coming in. I mean, it's kind of like almost the like the spicy dill pickle spices. Again, this is probably a real good comparison to the sandwich. I'd like to sit down and have this with the sandwich. Nice. I mean, it's light on, like medium to light body, and there's so many different flavors going on. It's so complex, but it is good. It's actually really good. I take back what I said earlier that I wouldn't buy it again. I'd definitely buy it again. I mean, for $4, this was a worthy beer to try. I don't know that I would drink it right now in the heat again. Nice fall beer, nice spring beer. It's a good beer. Like I said, I give it a horns up. Pipeworks, you make good beers. You made another good beer. I like this. I hope you all like my video. If you do, please let me know down below. Have you ever been to, what's it called? Manny's. Manny's Deli. Manny's Delicatessen, Cafeteria Delicatessen. Have you ever been there in Chicago? I really need to go there and go to that place. Have you had a sandwich from that place? Let me know down below in the comments. And as always, embrace the adventure.